Hello, this is SQL Bouncer here. There's lots of security news going on, so I figured maybe I should start maybe a little bit of a security blog type of thing. I'm not going to talk about the current news because it's highly political, but I'm going to start giving out tips on how to keep yourself personally secure. These are mainly aimed at people who know not much about computers. Let's put it that way. I'm an IT expert. I've been in the field for over 30 years, and primarily focusing on SQL database, Microsoft SQL databases. Um, so the biggest thing, step one, okay, I'm going to talk about all the things you can do in future videos. But step one is to have a healthy dose of skepticism about anything that comes at you online. And when I say online, I'm including like SMS messages, emails, anything that comes through to you that way, in that way, and in other ways too. Things that people drop off at the door. Um, you know, be careful when you turn around and you see a USB drive laying outside. Um, throw it out. Do not plug it into your computer. You're thinking, oh, maybe I got a free USB driver. Maybe it's got something good on it. Maybe it has something good on it, but there's a good chance that it has a virus on it. So better safe than sorry. Just throw that thing out. Or don't touch it. Either way, I would throw it out because I wouldn't want someone else to do it. They have we've had security breaches where you go to the people the hackers go to a company like the ABC company or whatever. They go out in their parking lot and scatter a few of these virus-ridden USB drives around the parking lot, and someone picks it up and plugs in. All they need is one, and then your entire network can be compromised. So be careful with and be careful with what you believe. Now more than ever, we have an assault on what is real. I'm not going to talk about whether what my beliefs are and so on. I'm just saying check everything out before you believe it at face value. You have the world at your fingertips on your computer. Okay, you can turn around and if there's something you doubt, the sky is purple. Google, is the sky purple? Okay, I'm just using that as a stupid example, but and you'll get tons of articles about it, both ways, and you can form your own opinion about whether the sky is blue or purple. So, and I'm just saying, everything. There's so much. Things are being spun in such a way to make them misleading. Check everything out before you believe it. There are things out there. I think there's an app, not sponsored, called Ground News, which can help you figure this stuff out. But like I said, you can figure it out with Google. Just Google. And if there's something that comes to you, a prince in Nigeria is going to give you $1 million, some email came to you, type in Google, prince in Nigeria, $1 million, space scam. Okay. And if it's a scam, you're going to be able to, a ton of articles are going to fly up telling you that it's a scam. And then the biggest thing is to never ever click a link that comes to you from an unknown source. And even if it comes to you through a known source, be very careful. Okay. Um, the links can take you off to nefarious sites and infect your machines. So and that goes for cell phones too. Okay, so and that goes for text messages too. There's a big scam going around right now where they're turning around and saying, "Hi, this is UPS. We have a box, but the address information isn't complete on it. Click this link to correct the information." That's a scam. Okay. When you click that link, it takes you off to a site that looks like UPS. And first it's going to try to infect you. If you don't have good virus protection and scanners up, it may well infect you. But the other thing is they just try to harvest personal information. Okay, and this brings us to the other point is that what they call this is what they call phishing attacks. Okay, or paraching attacks. And so much of vulnerabilities today are done this way, which is to turn around and collect enough personal information on you so that you turn around and so that they can turn around and pretend to be you. Okay, so be careful what you disclose, and make sure when you go to a site that looks like UPS or looks like your bank or looks like whatever, make sure it is that site. Matter of fact, I would say, like this, for instance, let's say you got an email that says, "Hey, your balance is low, or you're in risk of bouncing checks," or something like that. Okay, or you have bounced a check and you need to fix it right away. Okay, don't click the link in the email. Okay, might be from your bank, might not be from your bank. I don't know. Okay, don't click the link in the email. Go to your app, or go to your go to the website manually. Okay, and log on to your bank. If there's a problem at your bank, as soon as you log on, there's going to be messages there telling you that there's a problem. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to log on and you're going to see nothing. There's going to be no problem. There's plenty, because they were just trying to get you to click that link, get you excited to click that link. They do this on phone calls too, so be very careful with phone calls. Just about any media that comes at you, be very careful with. They'll call you up and say, "We found your car at the border. We found a car registered to you at the border with drugs in it on fire. And we're going to issue a warrant for your arrest if you don't go immediately to the store and buy $5,000 worth of gift cards." Our government, first of all, that's never going to fix that problem. Okay. Second of all, our government doesn't work that way. Okay. If it is serious enough, you'll get an officer at the door. Okay. And type of thing. Okay, but they're not going to email you. They're not going to call you. In matter of fact, in most cases, if it's you have some problem with the government, they're probably going to mail you via U.S. mail. Okay, and you're going to get even like a warrant for your arrest, okay, will probably be mailed to you unless you are you have done something really, really bad. Okay, they're probably not going to show up at your door. They're probably going to mail you a thing that says there's a warrant out for your arrest. Appear at the courthouse at such time to turn yourself in. That's the way the government works. They don't turn around and make deals with you. They don't turn around and go, "Oh," sometimes they will turn around and say, "Hey, you have $500 to $1,000 in parking fines, and we're gonna ding your credit because of it," or something like that. More of a collection action. But the government does the government doesn't talk to you that way unless it's very, very serious. And like I said, you'll have an officer at the door, okay, with a warrant for your arrest, and they'll clap the cuffs on you immediately, okay. And there's not going to be go buy $500 or $1,000 worth of gift cards or something like that. The government doesn't take gift cards, okay? They barely take credit cards, okay? They usually want cash or bond. Sometimes they will allow you to use a credit card, but usually with some sort of convenience charge on it or something like that. They're not going to take that as payment. So when they're asking you for credit card information, or another thing is Bitcoin or some sort of cyber thing. The reason they want the gift cards and like Bitcoin is because those things are unreversible. If you use a check or a credit card to pay something, okay, then if it's found to be fraudulent, sometimes that can be reversed, okay. If you pay with Bitcoin, that can't be reversed. And matter of fact, it's very hard to trace it, okay, even. That's one of the big selling points to Bitcoin is that it can be totally anonymous, mostly anonymous. So be very, very careful. Like I said, the biggest thing you can do to keep yourself safe online. We'll talk about all the software things you can do and all the hardware things you can do to help fortify your security. But the biggest thing you can do is to be very careful as to how you process information on the internet. Okay, like I said, anything you see, just assume it's a lie, assume it's false until you can prove otherwise. Okay, that's the biggest thing you can do. Be careful how you surf the internet. Okay, they have things laying out there, on unsuspecting things laying out there under misspellings of like say Verizon. You're trying to go to Verizon, so you go to Verizon.com. Okay, well, if you misspell it, replace the Z with an S or something like that, or some other fat finger that you can do by typing on the keyboard, you're likely going to be directed off to a some site that looks like Verizon but isn't again. So just be very careful to make sure, like when you're using credit card information or something like that, make sure you are in touch with the party, okay, that you're intending to make a transfer of funds to. Like I said, they make these sites look really, really, really accurate. And if you don't know, you wouldn't know that you were on the wrong site. So, make sure you are on the site. Make sure that when you process your password, sometimes what they will do is they will turn around and process your password, and then they will redirect you to the real site. Okay, because they've just scoffed your password. They give you an error, and then you try it again, and it goes in, and you think you're good. A lot of stupid tricks like that. Most of the time, when you look at these scams, in detail, okay, it's kind of like a bad magician. Okay, you're like, I can't believe I got fooled by that. Okay, so just be very, very careful. This is the number one thing you can do to protect yourself online. There are other things, keeping your system up to date. We'll talk about that in future videos, but make sure that you are very skeptical of what you see online, and make sure especially when you're dealing with money, that you are for sure dealing with the the intended the target that you intend to send the money to. Okay, because there's a lot of people out there just trying to get money any way they can, and then they disappear into the ether, and you can't get your money back. So that's about it for this time. I will, follow up with other videos explaining other things. But I just wanted to try to get this out there and say, especially for people who aren't technically savvy, okay, the number one thing you can do to protect yourself online is to be very skeptical and be very, very careful about where you're going online. That's it. I'll talk to you later.